Hello everyone, how are you all? In the previous video, we learnt about a quadratic equation and the roots of the quadratic equation. The example was 3x square plus 7x plus 2 and we learned how we can find the roots of the quadratic equation by splitting the middle term. In the middle term splitting, we used this method and in the end you can see we got two factors. This polynomial, if we are not using this equality, this polynomial only was splitted in two factors because it is a quadratic equation. It will always have two factors and the whole equation was splitted in two factors. So we can call this method as factorization method also. We can call it by splitting the middle term because you can see the middle term is splitted in two parts. Here 7x is splitted into 6x plus 1x and afterwards the whole equation is split in two factors. The whole equation becomes the product of two factors. That's why this is also called factorization method also. Today we will consider more examples. Here we saw we are taking just positive sign. Here A, B, C all were positive. But now we will take some examples where A, B, C any one can be negative and how we can perform and how we can split the middle term in those cases. So our first example is factorize the given equation 2x square minus 5x plus 3 equal to 0. We have to find the roots of the given equation by factorization. So first we have to find its factors. First of all we will compare it with ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. Here we can see that a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 5 and c is equal to 3. Now what is our next step? Our next step is we have to consider AC. Here AC is equal to 6. 3 2s are 6, AC is 6. Now we have to split this middle term. We have to split this minus 5 in two terms such that the addition is minus 5 and the product is 6. Here see how many possibilities are there. AC is equal to 6. One possibility 1 into 6. But we have to convert this into this is a negative factor. Suppose we are having two roots alpha and beta. Suppose we are having the roots alpha, beta. So we have to convert the sum in minus 5. We have to choose like this alpha beta that we have to choose like this that their product is 6 and their addition is minus 5. So whenever the product is 6, so how many cases arises? Either both are positive. If we multiply two positive numbers, we always get positive. So either both are positive or both are negative. If we multiply two negative numbers, then also the product is 6. Here it is not possible that one is positive, one is negative. So in that case product will become negative. So here our possibilities are either both are positive or both are negative. Alpha beta can be this. Now we will see minus 5. If both are positive, then we add two positive numbers, we can never get minus sign. So here this is ruled out. Both are positive is not possible, so only possibility is left that both are negative. So if we choose alpha, we have to choose alpha beta like this, that their sum should be negative. We have to choose alpha and beta both should be negative and their sum should be minus 5 and their product should be 6. I think it is clear to you now. Now first possibility was 1 into 6. And second possibility is 2 into 3. So if we are taking minus 2 minus 3, we are getting 6 here, product is positive, and if we are adding minus 2 minus 3, we are getting minus 5. So this is the exact possibility for us. Now we will apply here. We will split our middle term as we will write minus 5x as minus 2x minus 3x. Plus 3 was already there. Now, as earlier I told you, you have to take common. So 2x is common, here x minus 1, and here minus 3 is common. So x minus 1. See, x minus 1 is same here. So our question is absolutely fine and correct. Now take common. X minus 1 is common. So here 2x minus 3 equals to 0. Now we know that if the product of two numbers is 0, then either of them should be 0. Suppose xy equals to 0, then either x should be 0 or y should be 0. Both can be 0, but at least one of them should be 0. So same is the condition here. Product of two numbers is 0 here. So either x minus 1 equal to 0 or 2x minus 3 equal to 0. That's why we are using here or. This implies x is equal to 1 and here x is equal to 3 by 2. But these are two values of x which make the given polynomial equal to 0. So these are the roots of the given equation, and here we can say both are the roots of the given equation because these both the values are making the value of the given equation equals to 0. So here, and you can see the equation was converted into two factors, that's why it is called factorization. So they can ask that find the roots of the given equation by factorization method or by splitting the middle term. In both cases you have to proceed like this. So x is equal to 1. From here we can use or. Now you understood why we are using or, because any one of them is sufficient to make the given equation equal to 0. But here both the values of x which is making the value of the given polynomial equal to 0. So x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3 by 2 are the roots of given equation. X is equal to 1 and x is equal to, and you can verify also. How you can verify? You can put the value of x in the given equation and you will see it satisfies the given equation. Both the values you can verify and it is absolutely fine. Now we will consider another example. X square minus x minus 2 equals to 0. Again we have to solve the quadratic equation by factorization method. Same process we need to follow. First of all we will compare it. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So here a is equal to 6, b is equal to minus 1, nothing is there, so you can use minus 1, and c is equal to minus 2. Now see here b is also negative and c is also negative. First of all we will find AC. AC is our minus 12. A into c. Now see, our AC is minus 12 and we suppose the two roots are alpha and beta. If both are positive, then it can never be equal, product can never be equal to negative. If both are negative, then also the product can never be equal to negative. So it shows us that one is negative and one is positive, only then the product can be negative. And one more thing we have to see, our B is also negative. B is also negative means whenever we add one positive, one negative and we want the answer in negative, so the number which is negative should be greater. This all we know, I think, from the earlier classes. In 6th class, from 6th onwards we are studying algebra, and if you have any doubt about this concept also, you can ask in comments also. So alpha beta we understood. See once again, AC is equal to negative, so this we know, product is negative, therefore one number should be negative, one number should be positive. But if the B is also negative, the negative number should be greater than the positive number. If the positive number is greater, the answer will be in positive. So but we want in negative. So I think you understood the concept now. Now we will start from 1 into 12. Here we are not using sign initially, we are just seeing. 2 into 6, we are not getting -1 in any case. 3 into 4. So here, if we choose 3 into -4, so we are getting -12, and addition here we are getting -4. And if you take this -3, but we are getting -12, but addition, in case of addition, we are getting only +1. So that is not correct. We should take 3 and -4. Now question becomes, this is the main step for these type of questions. If you know how to split, remaining process is same everywhere, it is not difficult, only it is little bit typical. And now by doing these many sums, now you got, and it is also easy for you also. So 6x square minus 4x plus 3x minus 2 equals to 0. Now we have to take common. So 6x, 4x, what is common? 2x. 3x minus 2 plus 3x minus 2, what is common? Nothing is common. So we will take only 1. 3x minus 2 equals to 0. Now from these two terms, what is common? It is 3x minus 2, and here it is 2x plus 1 equals to 0. Now we can see it is factorized in two factors, and product of two numbers is 0. So either 2x minus 3x minus 2 equal to 0, or 2x plus 1 equals to 0. From here we see x is equal to 2 by 3, or x is equal to minus 1 by 2. But both the value satisfies the given equation. So both are the roots of the given equation, and quadratic is always having exactly two roots. So x is equal to 2 by 3 and x is equal to minus 1 by 2 are the roots. Whenever they are saying solve the given quadratic equation, our aim is to find the roots. So we already found. Now we will consider one more example, and that we will consider of irrational numbers. Here the numbers a, b, c all were rationals, but now we will take irrational numbers. See, it is the next example, and we have to solve this quadratic equation by factorization method. Given quadratic equation is 3x square minus 2 root 6x plus 2 equals to 0. Compare the given equation, same, ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. Here a is equal to 3, b is equal to minus 2 root 6 and c equals to 2. Now see, first we will find AC. Here AC is equal to 6. We have to find two numbers whose product is 6 and whose addition is minus 2 root 6. Again here B is negative. So what type of numbers we can choose? If we are taking both positive A and C, if we are taking alpha beta both positive, then the product is positive, but addition can never be negative. But if we are choosing both negative, minus alpha minus beta, then the product will become positive. So we have to choose both negative. First we will start from 1 into 6, then 2 into 3. But see, it is different. But we are having minus 2 root 6 because our b is irrational here. So we have to choose alpha beta very carefully. And 1 into 6 and 2 like 3, that will not work here. We have to choose alpha beta also irrational, and the product should be rational 6. So what is that? Root 6 into root 6. We know root 6 into root 6 is equal to 6. So we have to choose our alpha beta irrational number, and their product is 6, and that is case possible only root 6 into root 6. Other cases are also possible, but addition should be minus 2 root 6. So from here you can see that if you are giving both the negative number, product comes 6 and addition becomes minus 2 root 6, and that only was our aim. So now minus 2 root 6 is splitted it, minus root 6 minus root 6 plus 2 equals to 0. Now we have to take common. If you feel it is little difficult, you can split the given numbers also in irrational form. 3 you can write root 3 into root 3 x square, minus root 6 you can write root 2 into root 3 x, minus again root 2 into root 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. I am showing this step, otherwise you have no need to show. I am showing so that you can understand the concept nicely. Now you have to take common. So easily we can see root 3x is common, and inside we are having root 3x minus root 2. And here this 2 also you can split like root 2 into root 2. Now again here you can take common as minus root 2, and inside we are having root 3x minus root 2 equals to 0. So now from the whole we can see root 3x minus root 2 is common. Root 3x minus root 2 common, and here root 3x minus root 2 equals to 0, and here we can see both the factors are same. It can also be possible when our both the roots are same, both the factors will also be the same. Here our both roots are same. How? Root 3x minus root 2 equals to 0, or root 3x minus root 2 equal to 0. From here x is equal to root 2 by root 3 and root 2 by root 3. So both the roots are same, then our both the factors should be same. So this is the concept how we can factorize the given equation and how we can find the roots in different ways with different signs and also of irrational numbers. Now we will consider some statement sum. Statement sum means some statement is given and we have to convert that statement in a quadratic equation, and then we have to solve. Already I have told you the way. So our main motto is how we can convert a statement into a quadratic equation. The given question is find two numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. We have to find two numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. So let in these type of questions, first thing we have to assume, and we have to see carefully what we have to assume. Here if we suppose one number, so let one number is equal to x. We have to assume always in variable form. So let one number is equal to x, and it is given that the sum of two numbers is 27. So what will be the other number? other number, it is easy, it will be 27 minus x, because their sum is 27. If we are adding these two things, we are getting 27. Now it is given that the product of these two numbers is 182. Now according to question, x one number, other number 27 minus x, and their product is given to us as 182. So this is the part we have to see carefully. This is the thing which will bring us to the quadratic equation. Now multiply 27x minus x square is equal to 182. We will take things to the right hand side. X square minus 27x plus 182 equals to 0. Here again compare this with ax square plus bx plus c. We are getting ac is equal to 182, and now because the product is positive and the addition is negative, so both numbers should be, tell me, both numbers should be negative, because we want the product positive. So we will start with 2, and we are seeing that too much gap is there, 2 into 91, and it will be very difficult that we will reach up to 182, or we will get the addition of these two numbers is 27. So we will check by some larger number. Suppose I am checking with 6, I am not getting a proper number. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, these it is not divisible by all these. I will come 12, it is also not divisible by 12. Now I will check by 13 into 14, and it is suitable for us because the addition of these two negatives is minus 27. So we have to see carefully. Later on we will get larger numbers, and we have to take some bigger number for checking also. X square minus 13x minus 14x plus 182 equals to 0. Taking x common, x minus 13 minus 14 x minus 13. Here minus 14 is common, and here x is common. Afterwards see here, x minus 13, x minus 14 equals to 0. So the product of two numbers is 0. We can write x minus 13 equal to 0 or x minus 14 equal to 0. So x is equal to 13 and 14. There are two values of x which satisfies the given number. So if one number is 13, the other number will be 27 minus x, 14, and if the one number is 14, the other number will be 27 minus 14, that is 13. We can come to the starting point and we can apply the values here. So one number is equal to 13 and the other number is 14, and our answer is 13, 14, and we can verify, we can see their product is 182. Now we will take one more statement sum. The altitude of a right triangle is 7 meter. The altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeter less than its base. If hypotenuse is 13 centimeter, find sides. One side is given, hypotenuse is given to us, and for other two sides there is a relation given to us. Suppose we are having, this is a right angle triangle ABC, and hypotenuse is already given to us, and it is given that altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeter less than its base. So there is a relation between them, that AC is 7 centimeter less than BC. So first of all, what we should assume? We should assume BC. Let base is equal to x centimeter, then altitude is equal to x minus 7, because it is 7 centimeter less than its base, and hypotenuse is already given to us, it is 13. Now we know by Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus perpendicular square, and here hypotenuse is 13. 13 square is equal to x square plus x minus 7 whole square. Now solve this, x square, and it becomes a minus b whole square. It is x square plus 49 minus 14x is equal to 169. 2x square minus 14x minus 120 equals to 0. We can throughout cancel with 2. X square minus 7x minus 60 equals to 0. By cancelling throughout 2, we can divide each term by 2. So it becomes x square minus 7x minus 60 equals to 0. Now we have to find the factors, or we have to split the middle term, and again here it is negative. So one number should be positive and one number should be negative. Start from 2. We are not getting 3, not getting 4, no, from 5. So later on you can guess very easily. It is just a practice of numbers, and slowly you will come to the directly you can find the alpha beta very easily. So here we can see, if we consider this minus 12, this is plus 5, we can get minus 7, and their product is minus 60. X square minus 12x plus 5x minus 60 equals to 0. See here, we can take x common, x minus 12 plus x common, x minus 12 equals to 0. From the whole thing we can take x minus 12 common, and we are getting x plus 5 equals to 0. So x is equal to 12 and minus 5. There are two values of x, 12 or minus 5, but we know we were talking about the sides of the triangle, and we know sides of the triangle can never be negative. So x is not equal to minus 5. We ruled out this possibility because the sides of the triangle can never be negative. So only possibility that we are having is x is equal to 12. X is equal to 12. But what was our x? It was our base. So our base is 12 and our altitude is 12 minus 7, that is equal to 5. So we have to find the other two sides, and those are base is 12 and altitude is 5, and you can check it was given that altitude is 7 centimeter less. So you are getting 7 centimeter because their gap is 7 and hypotenuse is 13. It was already given. Before coming to our next topic, we are going to recall some formulas, and these formulas are very helpful. So first of all, x plus y whole square. We should know what is x plus y whole square. See, we can write it like x plus y into x plus y because power is 2. So we can write anything 2 times. Suppose we are having a square, so we can write it like a into a. Similarly, our a here is a single term and x plus y into x plus y. So it becomes x square multiply. First term x square plus xy plus yx plus y square. So it becomes x square plus 2xy plus y square. So x square plus 2xy plus y square. See, there is a symmetry. Here there is no term of y, so we can think it like y raised to power 0, because we know that y raised to power 0 is 1, and here no term of x is there, so we can write it like x raised to power 0. So y raised to power 0, 1. See, here power is 2 because x plus y whole square we are talking here. So everywhere the sum of the power, sum of the exponent should be 2. Here x raised to power 2, y raised to power 0, so 2 plus 0, 2. Here 1, 1, both are having power 1, 1. See, it is 2. Here y raised to power 2, x 0, 2 plus 0 is 2. So everywhere in each term we should have the total sum of power as 2. Now there is a symmetry, highest power 2, here y 0, and now x will decrease and y will increase in power wise. So here x become raised to power 1 and y is increasing, here 0, here 1, and yahan again x 2, 1, now it becomes 0, and here it is increasing 0, 1, 2. So you can remember like this also, and it is very easy formula, and we are frequently using this formula from the very early stage. So x plus y whole square, we know x square plus 2xy plus y square. Similarly, x minus y square, you can proceed by the same way, x minus y into x minus y, it is x square minus 2xy plus y square. You have to remember all these formulas, and whenever I will use them directly, and you can recall from here. Now third thing, now when we are finding x minus y whole square, they can ask x minus y whole cube. X minus y whole cube means we have to multiply x minus y square to x minus y. So it is x square minus 2xy plus y square. You have to multiply this with x minus y, and you will multiply by own, and we are getting here x cube minus 3x square y plus 3xy square minus y cube. See, here is the same symmetry I told you earlier. Here power is x cube and no power of y, so it is y raised to power 0, and here x raised to power 0. So it becomes x cube, x square, x1, x0, and here y the powers of y are increasing 0, 1, 2, 3. So by this way you can remember this result very easy, and because it is negative x minus y whole cube, so negative sign will come alternatively. First term is positive, second negative, third positive, fourth negative. So alternate negative sign will be there, and if it is positive, if we have to find x plus y whole cube, simply we will multiply x plus y whole square, means this value we have to multiply with x plus y, and we will get x cube plus 3x square y plus 3xy square plus y cube. So easy. So you have to remember the result, but when we are using it directly in the questions. And one more result, what we can say about one positive x plus y, x minus 1. About this result, what we can say, just multiply the x square, when we will multiply with this, minus xy plus xy minus y square. It becomes x square, we can cancel xy and negative xy, it becomes minus y square. So it is a very useful result, and both way we can use. Not always it is given to us x plus y into x minus y is equal to x square minus y square, but we can use this by x square minus y square is equal to x plus y x minus 5. So these results are very helpful, very helpful, and we are using all these results very frequently, and now we have to remember all these results. Now we will use another method to solve a quadratic equation, and that is called the method of completing the squares. So in these questions we have to make it a perfect square, and by using that we can easily find the roots of the given quadratic equation. See, here is a given quadratic equation 2x square minus 5x plus 3 equals to 0. There are few steps that we need to follow, and those steps will lead us to the concluded part. Here, first step is whatever we have to make the coefficient of x square always 1. Here coefficient of x square is 2, so divide the whole equation by 2, and here we are getting x square minus 5 by 2x plus 3 by 2 equals to 0. So first step is to make the coefficient of x square always 1. For this 2 was there, we divided the whole equation by 2 and we got it x square minus 5 by 2x plus 3 by 2 equals to 0. Now the very important step of this question is whatever is the coefficient of x, what we have to take half of coefficient of x and take the square of that, and that we have to add or that we need to add both sides. See here coefficient of x is, I am explaining here coefficient of x is minus 5 by 2, and when we take the half of this it becomes minus 5 by 4, and we have to take the square of this minus 5 by 4 and we have to add both sides. Before this, one more step you can do. You can take the constant term to the right hand side. It will be, you can keep it on the left hand side also, but it will be very little easy to solve the things. So now our step is minus 5 by 2x plus minus 5 by 4 whole square. We have to add both sides, left hand side and right hand side. What we need to add both sides? Whatever is the coefficient of x, make the half of that, and half of coefficient of x whole square you have to add both sides. So there is no problem. If anything we are adding both sides, we can cancel them, and so there is no effect on the quadratic equation. Its value remains the same. So this we can do. Now minus 5 by 2, can we write it like 2 into 5 by 4x plus minus 5 by 4 whole square equals to minus 3 by 2 plus 25 by 16 whole square. Minus 5 by 4 whole square is equal to 25 by 16. Why we wrote it like this? Because we want to make a complete square. Because the name of the method is also by completing the square, we have to complete our square, and for this we need a square. This is our x square, this is our y square, and what is our y? Minus 5 by 4 whole square minus 2ab, because 5 by 2 means we can write it into 2 into 5 by 4, and when we cancel it, it again becomes 5 by 2. So 2ab, a is x and b is 5 by 4. So we can write it like x minus 5 by 4 whole square. A square plus b square minus 2ab. Minus 2ab, whatever sign is there, if it is plus we have to write a plus b, if it is minus, because just now before this question I told you all the formulas that we are using here, and a minus b whole square was our a square minus 2ab plus b square. From that we can write it like this, and it is equals to, now we have to solve this part. Take LCM. 16, 2 8s are minus 24 plus 25. So we are getting 1 by 16. It is a little typical question. These type of question, there is a proper and typical way, and that you have to practice, and then it is very easy, no problem at all. X minus 5 by 4 whole square is equal to this 1 by 16. We can write 1 by 4 whole square. Now x minus 5 by 4 whole square minus 1 by 4 whole square equals to 0. Now we can see it like a square minus b square. A square minus b square is, or x square minus y square, that is equals to x plus y, x minus y, and here our total a becomes this. This is our a, this total portion, and this is our b, so it becomes a square minus b square, and that is equal to a plus b, a minus b. So this is our a plus b, b is 1 by 4. This is our a minus b equals to 0. Now solve it. X LCM we are taking 4, so we are getting 1 minus 4, that is minus 4 by 4, that is x minus 1, and here 4 is LCM, minus 5 minus 1 minus 6 by 4, that is x minus 3 by 2 equals to 0. This equals to 0 we have to write everywhere because this is our equation. So product of two things is 0, so either of them is 0. X is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3 by 2. So we got the two roots of x, two values of x which satisfies the given equation. Whenever we apply these two values in the given equation, we will get the equation equal to 0. So whatever number makes the value of the given equation equal to 0, that is called the root of the equation. And here solve the given equation means we have to find the roots of the given equation, and this given equation we find the roots, and those are x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3 by 2, and you can verify also by putting these roots in the given equation. And this method is called the method of completing the squares. Once more you see, it is a typical way of doing this type of questions. Whatever is given to us, first of all you have to make the leading coefficient 1, and here leading coefficient is 2, so divide the whole equation by 2. Now whatever is the coefficient of x, take the half of coefficient of x and make the square of that, and you can take the constant term to the right hand side also. Now half of coefficient of x is minus 5 by 4, and you have to take the square of that, and you have to add both sides, the half of coefficient of x whole square, both sides we need to add. Now just simplify this, and it becomes a we are completing the square, and we got x minus 5 by 4 whole square, because it becomes a square minus 2ab plus p square is equal to this, and we simplify this, we are getting this also in the form of square 1 by 4 whole square. It becomes a square minus b square. Again we will apply a plus b, a minus b, and equate to 0. Now we will take another question of quadratic equation, and we have to solve the quadratic equation by completing the square method. So given quadratic equation is 9x square minus 15x plus 6 is equal to 0, and we have to solve it by completing the square. So our aim is to make a perfect square, and the way that is same, we have to follow the same steps. First of all we have to make the leading coefficient 1, so dividing the whole equation by 9, x square minus 15 by 9x plus 6 by 9 equals to 0. X square minus, we can cancel out with 3, 5 by 3x plus 2 by 3 equals to 0. Now take the constant term to the right hand side. x square minus 5 by 3x equals to minus 2 by 3. Now the most important step is that we have to add square of half of coefficient of x both sides. Adding square of half of coefficient of x both sides. So here coefficient of x is minus 5 by 3 and its half becomes 5 by 6. Half of 5 by 3 equals to 5 by 6. So x square minus 5 by 3x plus we have to add 5 by 6 whole square. Square of half of coefficient of x, half is 5 by 6 and its square is 5 by 6 whole square. Now adding this side also 5 by 6 whole square minus 2 by 3, and we can write x square minus 2 into 5 by 6 x because we want to make it a minus b whole square, so we are converting it into 2 into a into b. And here our a is x and our b is 5 by 6, and it becomes 25 by 36 minus 2 by 3. Is equal to, it becomes x minus 5 by 6 whole square, because I told you in the section where I told you all the formulas, from there we are using a square minus 2ab plus b square. It becomes a minus b whole square, and our a is here x and our b is 5 by 6. Now we have to solve this, taking 36 as LCM. 25 minus 24, that is 1 by 36, and we can consider it 1 by 6 whole square. So here becomes x minus 5 by 6 whole square minus 1 by 6 whole square equals to 0. One by 36, that is 1 by 6 whole square, and we are bringing it to the left hand side and it becomes x minus 5 by 6 whole square minus 1 by 6 whole square. Now it becomes a minus a square minus b square, and we know that a square minus b square is our a plus b into a minus b. So a is x minus 5 by 6. See carefully, x minus 5 by 6 seems two terms, but they are in a single bracket, so our a is here a combination of two terms. We will consider it as a single term here. So x minus 5 by 6 a, and b is 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6 x minus 5 by 6 a minus this equals to 0. Now just solve this. It becomes minus 4 by 6, and that is minus 2 by 3. It becomes minus 6 by 6, that is 1. So x minus 2 by 3, x minus 1 equals to 0. X is equal to 2 by 3 or x is equal to 1. So two roots are x is equal to 2 by 3 and x is equal to 1. These two values of x satisfies the given equation, means these two values make the value of the given quadratic equation equal to 0. So these are our roots, and this method is called the completing the square method. You have to practice more questions on this. It is little bit typical method. You have to remember the process, but the process is very easy. Just one important step, that you have to add the square of half of coefficient of x both sides. Otherwise it is very simple. आई होप कि आपको आज का वीडियो बहुत अच्छा लगा होगा. अगर आपको कहीं भी किसी भी तरह की कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है तो आप प्लीज़ कमेंट करके पूछिए. आई विल डेफिनेटली आंसर. तो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. बाय बाय.